Have you ever imagined what it would be like to be part of the first crewed mission to Mars? What seems like an incredible dream, straight out of science fiction movies, hides a terrifying truth. The journey to the red planet is filled with challenges and deadly dangers. Radiation that can cause cancer, sandstorms capable of blocking sunlight, and even your blood boiling in Mars' cold atmosphere. And if that weren't enough, there's the risk of bringing something back that could endanger all of humanity. In this video, we will explore the greatest dangers of a trip to Mars and the challenges science faces to make this exploration possible. So, if you're curious to discover what really happens when we push beyond Earth's limits, stay with us until the end. What you learn here might completely change your view of space exploration. Space radiation is one of the main challenges of a trip to Mars, posing a significant danger to the crew throughout the journey. During the trip, radiation levels are naturally high, but a solar flare could expose travelers to lethal doses. Currently, crewed missions take place in orbits close to Earth, such as the Moon or the International Space Station (ISS), where Earth's magnetic field still offers a protective barrier against cosmic radiation. Even with this protection, astronauts in orbit report changes in their bodies due to radiation exposure. On Mars, however, the absence of a magnetic field leaves travelers vulnerable to even higher radiation levels. Although spacecraft and suits are designed to provide some protection, these measures do not completely eliminate the risk. According to a study by the University of Arizona, prolonged exposure to radiation could significantly increase the risk of cancer and leukemia. Blood samples from 8 astronauts who spent 6 months on the ISS revealed a decrease in NK cells, natural killers, which are white blood cells responsible for destroying cancerous cells and preventing tumor formation. If exposure in Earth's orbit is enough to impact the immune system, the effects of a prolonged journey to Mars, in an environment with no magnetic field protection, could be far more severe. If someone managed to complete the journey to Mars and reach the red planet, the first thing to consider is that walking on the surface without a protective suit would be impossible. This is due to Mars' extremely low atmospheric pressure, which could literally cause human blood to boil. To illustrate, Earth's atmospheric pressure is about 101,000 pascals, while on Mars, it is only 600 pascals, just 0.6% of Earth's pressure. This massive difference would lead to catastrophic effects on the human body. Lungs would expand uncontrollably, causing rupture, loss of consciousness, and eventually blood boiling. The relationship between pressure and temperature explains this phenomenon. Generally, the lower the pressure, the lower the temperature needed for a liquid to transition to a gas. For example, on Earth, water boils at approximately 100 degrees Celsius at sea level. However, on Mount Everest, where atmospheric pressure is lower, water boils at around 60 degrees Celsius. On Mars, pressure is so low that water could boil at temperatures close to 0 degrees Celsius, the same temperature at which it freezes on Earth. Therefore, on Mars, human blood, which is mostly water, could boil easily due to the low pressure, highlighting the critical importance of pressurized suits for survival on the planet. Even if you survived Mars' initial hostility and were prepared for the mission, significant dangers like suffocation or freezing could still arise. Mars is notorious for its extremely violent sandstorms, with winds reaching speeds of up to 100 kilometers per hour and lasting for months. These storms lift fine dust particles, forming a dense haze that blocks sunlight. Since spacecraft rely on solar panels for energy, the lack of sunlight would compromise electricity supply. This would lead to a loss of internal heating in the spacecraft and, eventually, the depletion of oxygen. Under such circumstances, you would face extreme conditions resulting in freezing due to the temperature drop or suffocation caused by the lack of breathable air. This scenario underscores the need for robust solutions to handle Mars' unpredictable environment. If you manage to survive Mars' extreme conditions such as its sandstorms and unfavorable atmospheric pressure, you would still face significant risks from injuries and diseases. Experts suggest that antibiotics may lose part of their effectiveness in space, making simple infections potentially fatal. For instance, imagine having a dental problem or inflammation. Something easily treated on Earth could escalate quickly in space. If you were injured and required surgery, microgravity would cause your blood to float, making it harder to control bleeding and increasing the risk of infection. Furthermore, if you were already infected, floating blood could spread pathogens throughout the spacecraft, endangering the entire crew. Health problems that seem trivial on Earth could become serious threats in space, emphasizing the importance of advanced medical preparation for such missions. Recent research from the University of Texas indicates that your brain could suffer significant damage after extended periods in space, particularly during a journey to Mars. A study involving astronauts analyzed before and after missions to the ISS revealed changes in the pituitary gland, a crucial structure that governs vital functions such as growth and temperature regulation. These changes were caused by increased pressure inside the skull. In space, the absence of gravity causes blood to redistribute, pooling more in the head. This accumulation can lead to conditions like hydrocephalus and, in severe cases, dementia, as increased intracranial pressure affects brain function. If astronauts near Earth already report headaches and discomfort after short stays on the ISS, imagine how your body would respond to a much longer and more challenging journey to Mars. These findings highlight the need for further research and advancements to address the impacts of space environments on the human brain. After overcoming the challenges of a journey to Mars, including disintegration, burns, radiation exposure, and bleeding, an additional risk emerges upon returning to Earth: the potential introduction of alien microorganisms. While no conclusive evidence of life has been found on Mars, the possibility of microscopic organisms cannot be ruled out. In 2020, NASA launched the Perseverance rover to collect Martian soil samples in search of evidence of past life. Recently, NASA outlined a new plan for Mars exploration, aiming to return these samples to Earth. However, challenges such as cost and complexity have led the agency to consider partnerships with private companies like SpaceX, leveraging existing technologies to simplify the mission. Meanwhile, SpaceX, led by Elon Musk, announced ambitious plans for Mars exploration. In September 2024, Musk stated that the company intends to launch 5 unmanned spacecraft to Mars by 2026 using the Starship rocket. Musk believes the success of these missions will be crucial for enabling future crewed journeys to the Red Planet. These developments highlight the complexity and risks of Mars missions, especially regarding potential biological contamination. Accidentally bringing unknown microorganisms to Earth could have unpredictable consequences, emphasizing the importance of strict quarantine and biosafety protocols. Thus, the current challenge isn't just reaching Mars but ensuring that any return samples are handled in a way that safeguards our planet from potential biological threats. After hearing all this, I have to ask, would you be willing to face all these risks to explore Mars and make history? From lethal radiation to the danger of bringing something unknown back to Earth, this mission is far from just an adventurous dream. Now, I want to know your thoughts. Do you think it's worth it? Let me know in the comments below. And if you've made it this far, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with your friends. Who knows? You might inspire someone to venture into the universe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.